Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial in camera and lens repair. And this time I will actually show you what's happened 2 years after I re-greased the Asahi Auto Takumar 3.5 and a 35 millimeter, and I re-greased it with the Liquid Moly LM47 with the MoS2. And this is actually the original container, which I add into this small container, which is just a film container, which is quite good. And but how does the actual grease, if we look into this container, um, as you can see, there is no oil separation at all, and it still is very soft and buttery, if it's warm butter, I think. So it's very, it's very good. It's the best grease I have for some lenses, not everything, not every lens. And the liquid moly does not really, is not so good with the Nikkor, micro Nikkor 55 millimeter 2.8, and it works better with the 3.5 on the other hand. So and in this Auto Takumar, it's really good. I've used the lens a lot, and it has also stayed in my window, direct sunlight in very hot condition. But still, I mean, if we take a look at the aperture blades, it was the same 2 years ago, but not because of the liquid moly, but it was because of the other. It was actually the grade 10 that seems to actually do some. Well, I think it's good for something, but I prefer the liquid moly in many lenses, and also to lubricate parts of cameras and other things. But the lens has been out in really cold condition. It has been in warm condition, but no matter what, it still feels buttery, and just like I re-greased it 2 years ago. So I'm quite happy with its grease, even it's so. I mean, it's a long life grease. So, but how does it actually look inside? Well, have a look. We'll see. We just unscrew the front ring here. One can use the rubber tool here, and we can actually get it off here. If it's too tight, it might came off with the front ring itself. See, and you can also unscrew the nameplate if you want to do that, if it's possible. I think so. It's not a big. I mean, it doesn't have to come off. No matter. Yeah. Well, it's free now. So you can see nothing bad here. No any trace of old grease. So this is good. And let's see what's happened inside here. I can begin with taking off the actual focusing ring, which sits with 3 screws here, and it's just a 2mm flathead screwdriver, nothing special. So we can have a look inside what's underneath. But I mean, I put the the lens, I mean the focusing assembly in my freezer in minus 18 degree and let it stay there for some days, which I after that took a look inside, and well, it was still the same buttery feeling of how to turn the when I turned the focusing ring. But as you can see here, the if you look 2 years ago, it was shiny of old grease that has separated, and still it's really splendid. So but maybe I will make a video out of the aperture blades, which is really oily, not because of the LM47 but of older grease. And I haven't been into the aperture system, so well, there might be a video when I have time to do it. But let's look deeper into it. You see there's 2 notches here, one there and there. And it's a retaining ring that hold the lens assembly in place. And I think, okay, you can use a compass lens tool, whatever you have. But I think it would be better if I made a tool. This is just a normal hole saw, something like 36 millimeters, 38, which I simply grind off almost all the teeth, and except 2, because they sit in 180 degrees from each other, and it works like a charm. I try it, so and you can see it fits really good, and it's much easier than using a compass lens tool. It will not just move away. So I made a lot of those for different lenses, and it's really good tool. And then put on the thingy for the drill bit. But I think it works more safe in a way when you work with different lenses. So you can see it just like a screwdriver. And then it's loose, so we can just press out the lens assembly and off comes the ring. Nothing special. And as you can see here, it looks, I mean, before all this was really shiny of oil. It's not the case at the moment. So I'm quite happy with that. And if we look deeper into here, there might be something which I did not clean proper. See traces down here, but nothing serious at all. So I think it's, in my opinion, and it's just my meaning, it's really a good grease for working with the helicoils. And I mean, if we take the case with the Helimax XP, which I also tried back then, the Helimax has a problem, which you can see here. You probably can see it's very shiny, and the oil has separated from the grease soap, and it's not good. Even if it's just being in the container, it will not happen to this one, not at all. So that's why I like this the best way. So yeah, that's just me. I mean, you can probably get other different greases, but this has a very good cost price and very useful in many cases. So this is actually what it is. So I can just put it back in again and yeah, set it to aperture 22, and the aperture is already closed. You can see all the, probably see all the oil film, which I really want to clean out later on. But before there was oil all over the place and in here, so yeah, it's really a success, I think. So yeah, that's just my 10 cents of comments in this case. So we can just put it back in again. Hopefully it will stay where it should. There, see? And it's easy to actually get the retaining ring back into the lens again by using a good tool, in this case a hole saw. So it's quite easy to make, and you have it for other lenses too. Just going backward and you will catch the thread at some point. It should say click there, and don't tighten it if it's not in the thread. So tighten it good, and everything will be fine, and if the aperture is working as it should. So I can just put the focusing ring on again, and it should be on infinity. So there, and it's good with a magnetized screwdriver when working with those some of those lenses. And we will just make it there. Where did it go? Yeah, it should be there. So there. So and this screw here. And here we have it. Just gently tighten the screws, and if we can make it here, so. So you can see it's a good thing. So grease is not really just grease. It looks like if you take it between two fingers and move it a little, you can feel okay. It's greasy and the lubrication is good, but it's different if you look into helicoils, because the precision some of the lenses made by there's simply not space enough for the grease to really work as I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. So, and then I can put the front ring on and say that's all fine. I can see I just screw it in too much. So the front ring has to be a little more out. So the name ring has to be a little out. So I can screw the front ring all the way in, and then tighten the name ring, and they say that's actually it. So that was all for me in this little update about this the LM47. So I'm quite happy with it. I mean, it's worth trying. So just I forgot. This is a CD or DVD I actually put in just a test I put in my window shelf with the full sun on every day. And the liquid moly, there is no really difference if you see it. It has the same thickness. But the other one, there was another grease I tried. It has been more hardened, and it's yeah, it's not what I like. And the other one, which should be a good grease, but not for helicoils. It feels good, but it doesn't have the right feeling, just like the moly. So I think yeah, but give it a try. That's all I can say. So that's all for me. Bye bye.